Welcome back to Life with Paulette, and as you can see, we are in the car driving home, and I'm gonna definitely come to you guys at a different angle today. We're not gonna talk about the fitness or anything healthy this Thursday. This Thursday, I wanted to come at you from a different angle, which is creating extra income. Can we talk about that? Yes, I know. Okay. So for you guys that's out there, some of you guys are retired. Some of you guys are full-time employees. Some of you guys are on your walk. You're new at this whole system. You can't find the right job. Some of y'all probably quit some of your jobs because of X, Y, and Z. Some of y'all probably got fired and you're just trying to figure out, listen, I need something extra on the side. What can I do? And I'm here today to tell y'all, I don't want to hear nobody after today talking about, I don't know what to do. There's nothing out there. There's no job for me. Oh, hush. Did you look? Because there's a whole lot of jobs out there. The difference is a job that you are willing to do. Okay? So let's talk about this. The gig economy is out there for each and every one of us. For the retires, for the people that has full-time jobs, for the people that just want extra money, for that teenager that just can't figure it out, quit school and just need a little extra $50 to $100 in their pocket, for stay-home moms that has kids and you can't take kids to work, so you got to figure out other options. But guess what? In certain gig economies, you can take the kids to work because they can be right in the back seat of the car and you can go and do your deliveries as well. So that's no excuse for you stay-home moms as well. All the kids can go right in the back seat, behave themselves. You have their lunch break and all the different breaks, the potty breaks, and they can be right in the back seat and you can make your money in the front seat. So no excuses for you guys either, okay? Everybody, in the gig economy, there's an options for each and every one of you all to do, and I feel like this video is something that may benefit some of you all today, okay? So when you're talking about the gig economy, you may be wondering, well, what's all in there, Paulette? And how did you start up in it? I started up in the gig economy, right around, I would say, the corona, just when that started, when nobody wanted to go outside. Everybody just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna go outside ever. Then we couldn't get into a restaurant outside either. So everybody was just staying home and scared to go outside. And my husband retired at that moment in time, and he's like, hey, let's do the opposite, because we were always that type of family. We always do the different. Let's do different. Nobody want to come outside. Well, let's go outside and let's figure it out. And that's what happened. We ended up doing the opposite. So we started doing the gig economy. We were like, oh, let's deliver. You don't have to touch nobody. You don't have to see nobody. You pick up the food, you drop it off at the door, you snap a picture, and you go about your way. You get paid, cha-ching, and it was good to go. So that's how we started, guys, right around the corona time when nobody else wanted to go to a restaurant or could not go to a restaurant because of all this mandate and the vaccine, all that extra stuff, which nobody want to remember at this point in time because it was horrible, where you couldn't go to the movies. You couldn't just go out. You had to be home. It was a 6 feet thing. And it was just a whole bunch of chaos going on. So everybody will order food out, and take out, and then they have us as gig workers, contractors, to go and deliver to the doors. So that's how my husband and we started, okay? So going back to you guys, when we started, I started out on Uber, and then my husband was like, you know what is going to hurt if we just register on all the apps? What else is out there? So we started investigating, doing research, and mind you, Uber was pretty good because on Uber you could have drive too. So we all started out on Uber because you could have do Uber and then you could have drive. But I never signed up on the drive portion. I only signed up on the Uber Eats portion, okay? Because I still had kids and I didn't want to go all the way out there. But at the end of the day, register on Uber. Once we finished up by registering on Uber, my husband said, well, register on DoorDash. I was like, well, Uber is good. I don't need DoorDash. He's like, yeah, which I'm grateful that I did, because By me registering on all the apps, guys, now today, when one app is slow, you could always turn the other app on. So if my goal is 100, 200 a day, I can turn around and say, okay, on this app is good on Tuesdays, so I'm gonna turn this one on, because you're gonna learn your market and you just register. So register on all of your gig economy apps that's out there. Seek out in your area to see what is it that they offer. You can have DoorDash, you can have Grubhub, you have Uber Eats, you have Uber Drive, you have Lyft, you have Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Flex, you have, Walmart Spark. You have the food delivery ones. Why I always forget that one? There's this grocery shopping one. I can't remember that one. They have that one. Oh my gosh, I'm running a brain fart. You have Instacart. You have Roadie. Actually, Mr. Ham introduced me to Roadie, and at the minute they didn't have it in Hawaii, but now they have Roadie in Hawaii. And I must tell you all, no, Mr. Ham, I need all kind of upper body muscles for those, because Home Depot, especially here, they only want you to do Home Depot orders, and they're like sofas and beds and, a whole bunch of extra gigantus man strength type of work. But they do have them here, and it's activated now in our area, which is good. They have Deliver That. Deliver That is a food delivery where you can do caterings, okay? You can go and set up the caterings. That's an excellent way to make some extra money as well. They have that here in Hawaii as well, but I've never tried it out yet, just because I already have my 3 to 4 staple apps that I turn on, and I know the market in those. So on certain days, like today, it was strictly DoorDash. And the reason why was because it's a hot button on Thursdays here in Hawaii on DoorDash. On a Thursday, you're going to have a higher pace on a Friday and Saturday mornings, and definitely on Sunday for around lunchtime. That's when it's hot over here on DoorDash. So that's when you work it. The markets you work when they're working, okay? Some days it's going to be all beautiful, and some days it's going to be very low, where you're not going to get as rapid orders as you're used to, okay? So you have to know which app is going to give it to you, which app is going to be slower for that day, which app is going to work with you for 2 to 3 hours while you're doing your normal chores, daily chores for that day anyway, okay? So I highly recommend you all just register on all of them. Some of them, once you register, you're going to take 24 hours. Oh, they have, by the way, one more that I can recall of is Shift. I think that's Target. Target does Shift, if I'm not mistaken. Shift or Shipper, one of those. Just look it up, okay? Y'all do your research, get your apps going for you. But like I'm mentioning to you, Uber is, you could drive or you could deliver food on Uber. On Lyft, it's just drive. On Roadie is a bunch of, I would say, man strength type of work. You need a truck, by the way, because they have gigs, but then there are big gigs where you're like logging around heavy things. I'm a girl in a skirt, ain't no way I'm gonna be up no apartment building on the 3rd or 4th floor carrying a sofa across my shoulders. It's just not gonna work like that. So I have not tried it yet, Mr. Ham, but I will try it, okay? I promise I'll try it. If it has smaller items, I will do so. Now we have Deliver That, like I mentioned prior. They do catering for food. They have Amazon Flex, where you're delivering packages. I don't see me going all the way down Honolulu to pick up a whole bunch of package to go all over the place. I don't see me doing that, because it restrains me. You already know why I do and how I do my deliveries is always wrap around my kids. You all know my son has special needs, and I have my daughter, we homeschool, so everything that I do and my husband do, we make sure it's around their needs at this time in their lives. So he is just the teacher, and my son. Sometimes my husband has to take my daughter to her events, and I will have to be making sure that my son is okay if they need me at the schooling or whatever with him. And he's in high school, by the way, just in case, you guys are wondering. But yeah, so at the end of the day, all of those items that I just mentioned to you guys, I will go ahead and I would just register. These shirts, if you're asking, we buy them directly from the DoorDash store. They sell these shirts. And the only reason why I put these shirts on, this is my car key, by the way. It's not a chain, it's a car key. But we buy these shirts because once you get into a restaurant, and for those that's already inside of the gig economy, when you get inside of that restaurant, you want them to know you mean business, okay? You don't want to be sitting in the back of the number 10 in line waiting to be attended to. You want, as you hit the front door, everybody can see DoorDash. They know you're in the gig economy. Not all the time I am picking up DoorDash. Sometimes I'm doing other gig work, but the t-shirt works perfectly because even if it's not DoorDash, they know that I'm part of the gig economy, and I'll just let them know what I'm doing and who am I picking up for. Okay, now the next question that a lot of people will ask for is which one works for you to make the most money in. Okay, now mind you, I'm in Hawaii in the Pacific, so that question is not going to be as straightforward as you guys may want it to be, because in my area it's going to be different from your area. Every one of us have different zoning. So my zone may be different from your zone. An order that you may pick up for $5 for 6 miles, I may get it for 11 or 12. You understand what I'm saying? Just because my market may not be as saturated as some of the other markets. So that is one thing where when you're talking about how much can you make, well, it all depending on your zone. That's one. It depending on which app you're on, which time of the day that you're working it. And once you can learn all the different little steps that needs to be taken in order for you to develop the correct mechanism to work whichever app that you're on, then it will be easier for you. So I would suggest you start out, do 1 week DoorDash, just DoorDash, and see, okay, from Monday to Friday, on these days I made the most money. And then start purging your days and saying, okay, on DoorDash maybe Monday works perfect, Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays maybe hot days, and they work best for you. The same thing you do the following week when you're just starting out. Try out another app for 1 week so you can learn the app, learn what to do when you get into certain situations that you need to probably call customer service, or you need to deal with the arrogant customer. You never know. So at the end of the day, I'll suggest you guys, try that app, figure out which days works for each app, and that way you will be more consistent with your work. For me, because the extra money that I do create, is not that I'm obligated to, like, I gotta pay a bill or I have to do anything. The money that I make extra is for my kids. We go out probably to have dinner or lunch or breakfast, or go to the zoo, or go, that's my outing money for activities for my kids. But then yet at the end of the day, when they were younger, they drive along in the back seat. We took them along so they could understand when we say we're going to do DoorDash, or we're going to go make some money, we're going to create some income so that we could go and have some fun. It's just, one-on-one teaching them that you have to create it before you spend it, and that they already know that. So at the end of the day, as young as my kids are, we brought them along and tagged them along, and we made it fun. So for those that is hemming on to a degree or all these license and this sophistication, I just want to tell you guys, stop it. You can still DoorDash. Shoot, I know people that is scientists and still DoorDash on the side or do Lyft. I know people that been pilots that do Lyft. I know people that has all these high-end positions, pornos, generals. They do Lyft they do Uber, they do the gig economy. Why? It's extra money. No shame in that game. So put down all of this sophistication about a title. I have 3 and I don't use none of them, okay? I did that, done that, and I honestly, I love being my own boss. When my son or my kids are sick, I don't have to be calling in, can I please go home? When my baby have seizures or I'm there, okay? That's the flexibility the gig economy gives me. That's my personal story, okay? That's the flexibility that I have. I don't have to worry about, hey, Miss Hogan, you know, your son so-and-so or your daughter so-and-so. I'm like, I'll be there in 30. I'll be there in 15. I'll be there in 10. That is how flexible when you involve everything and you're creating your extra income on the side that's not interfering with what you're currently doing. Now, I already did that with a poo shirt. I already did that. I climbed the ladder. I did that. Okay, it's just a title. Yeah, you get a few dollars here and there, and that's perfect. But I'm talking, a lot of people hem on, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I could never be caught doing DoorDash because, oh my gosh, I'm a secretary. Or I'm like, oh, shush. Come on, extra money, legal money on the side, you're going to turn down because you feel like you need it. It's not sophisticated enough for you. Please, let me tell you guys, I will vote for a 1099 over a 1040 any day. And you're talking to somebody with 3 degrees, okay? I schedule my own timing, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, break it up, God first, but you know what I mean. My family, if they need me, okay, I'm turning off and I'm gone. That's how easy this economy is. So side hustles are a plus for everybody across the stage. Everybody should have a little gig on the side because all of us don't never have just what we need for that moment in time in our life. We always want a little more, just a little bit more. We want it. We want a little bit more, okay? All of us need something that we thought we should have had from yesterday, but today it just couldn't happen because those coins did not mush correctly, so you had to just do without it. I know. So get yourself on any app, gig app. If you guys want to ask questions in regards to this, guys, I am an open book. I would love to mentor you on this and let you all know the pros and the cons if you all want to hear more about these. But for me, DoorDash right now is carrying the market. They're number 1 in the marketplace. Then is Uber. Then we have Grubhub. And right now, DoorDash is buying out a European one, Deliveroo. And basically, they're in the ending of their contract right now to see if they're going to purchase it or not. Probably by now they already purchased it. But these gig economy guys, everybody is growing. Yes, it probably a little saturated, but you don't want a little bit out of it. You know, we work, some of us work for 12, 15 years with a company just to get $1 raise a day. Like $1. Some people get 50-cent raise. And you're all excited about that? Come on, give yourself a raise. And you figure out once you get on any gig economy, you say, well, how much I want to raise my pay today? And anything extra is awesome. So if you make $20, that's $20 that your paycheck didn't give you. And always remember that 9 to 5 is what you do for a living. 5 to 9 p.m. is what you're doing for you and your family's lifestyle. Okay? So when I say lifestyle, meaning you don't have to go to bed thinking about where you're going to get that extra dollar for, you know, to pay a light bill, to pay a phone bill, to pay an app bill, to pay anything. Because if you learn how to fish, you will definitely be set for life. I prefer somebody to teach me how to fish than to give me the fish. because you're going to eat that 1, 2, maybe 3 meals, and right after that you're back to square one. So teaching people how to fission for themselves, for me, telling you guys about the gig economy, regardless of all of the extra license that you may have or feel, I feel like I'm teaching you a way to fission. Because when you're lacking financially a $10 or a $20 to add on to that mortgage or to add on to that car payment, you already know how to do it. And you'll be like, wow, Paulette did say I could do 2 to 5 orders on DoorDash and I can be close to like, $20, $50 depending on my marketplace. I think I'm gonna try that. Or I'm gonna go on Spark and I'm gonna do 2 to 3 orders on Spark for the whole day and make me a $50, $60, and I'll, that's added on. That can pay for my phone bill. There's no needs for hear about we don't have no job and we're struggling. I know, listen to me guys, and I'm gonna just be candid with you guys. You could go out there, you could create. Sit down, pull out your pens and paper, and check down your finances and say, this is what I need to make extra a month so that we can do X, Y, and Z. Okay? Some people I know pay their mortgages. Some people pay car notes. Some people is a full-time employee in the gig economy, which, well, I wouldn't advise that at this point in time, but some people do it. I met people that still to today is full-time gig workers, because they just feel like they can make their way around better than to be under a boss by doing it that way. But because the economy right now, when it comes to the gig economy is financially, you're going to be out there for a little bit. You're going to be out there a little bit. But if you're working a full-time in this gig economy, I'll advise you just work it like a job and get paid like a job. Because if you go in and you do 8 hours in the gig economy, you're going to get paid. Yes, you're looking at $200 to $300. You're going to get paid because you're working it. And mind you, all the extra is your money for you in your pocket. Yes, you're going to pay your taxes. Please make sure you're paying your state taxes and all your extra taxes and your business taxes. Please go ahead and make sure you're doing that, okay? Don't be trying to do nothing undercover because they're going to find out. And they're going to be paying you in 1099. So every dime that drops, trust me, Uncle Sam knows, okay? So don't be trying to be shady, okay? I'm just saying. I know you all ain't doing that, but I'm just making sure. But yeah, I would say go ahead, do DoorDash. How I do DoorDash? I do 2 to 5 orders in the morning. From 6 o'clock I start. I leave my house. To go to the gym. The gym is the core. On the way to the gym, 2 to 5 hours. 2 to 5 orders I do. Sorry. On the way back from the gym, after the gym, 2 to 5 orders. And I'm done for the day. I made some money. The kids are going to be happy when I get home. I can do my chores, my normal chores, housing chores. Everything still is done. You get home, you're going to help with dinner. You're going to get the kids ready. You're going to talk about you're going to do talk stories, and we're done. But at the end of the day, you wrap your extra gig work on top of what you're already doing so it goes smoothly. Don't try to create and curve out, well, who's going to babysit the kids today because I'm going to go out to work and deliver some Uber Eats or some DoorDash and I can't take the kids. Put those bad boys in the back of the car. We got to learn to train our kids to behave. Put them in the back of the car. They know that you're delivering food. Y'all be quiet in the back there. Okay? When you're going into the restaurant, you get your kids. Please don't leave your kids in the car. No. Okay? You grab those babies. You go in the car, in the restaurant, pick that food up. And some of them, I love you to do it in the drive-through. It makes it easier. But if you have to go into the restaurant, make sure you grab the kids, take them into the restaurant, and move along. Chilling. Make your money. Buy them a treat at the end of it so that way they can start, if they're having issues with behavior, they'll be like, if you behave good after work, then you'll get paid and I'll get you a treat. And they'll start memorizing that. But make it fun, guys. Make it fun. Don't look at it as a chore. Look at it as a hobby. Look at it as something fun to do with or without the kids is fine. With the kids were more fun to me because they would be singing in the background or asking questions, and you're talking about finance and you're trying to drop little nuggets for them, and all of a sudden when they were done, they're like, "Mommy, so how much did we make?" And I'll say, "What do you want?" And they'll be like, "Oh, we want boba." "Oh, okay, that's your treat. Thank you for being nice today. Thank you for saying thank you. Thank you." You treat the kids. If you don't have that issue and your kids are old enough, then that's good too. But I highly recommend you guys just go in, register on all the gig app. I don't care if you're the manager of whoever. At the end of the day, extra money is extra money. And if you can make an hour or two on the side every day just for yourself, I think you deserve it. Why not? Why not? All right, guys. So with that, I think I am done for the day. I mentioned to you guys how you guys can get into the gig economy. I told you guys why I got into the gig economy. I mentioned to you guys the apps that you can register on. I mentioned what each one of the ones that in my area that I work, what we deliver, just to give you guys an idea. And if I missed something, please let me know in the box. Comment and let me know, "Hey Paulette, I know that you didn't mention this part," or "What do you do, blah blah blah," or "Can you make a video on X, Y, and Z?" Just let me know so that I will be able to drop nuggets and you guys can drop nuggets back at me, and we can help each other. All right. Anyway, love you guys. I'm gonna head in there. My kids want dinner today, so we are doing takeout, so I'm gonna pick up some food and I'm gonna head home. But in the meantime, I hope you all have an amazing day. Today is Thursday. Sorry guys for those that was looking for a health video or a juicing or tips about health. I'll definitely post something on the post in regards to the health and a recipe for you guys, but today was strictly business. Okay, alrighty guys, I love you. Deuces.